A good time to eat, isn't it, Chastity?
Yes, I'm talking to Chef Mike Wallace. He's from the Grand Hotel. Chef Mike, wouldn't you agree with me? You would rather have real food than virtual food?
I'm thinking so. Absolutely.
That would help out, right?
Yeah, they have apps like that, but you know, why do that when you can do the real thing?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm glad we're on the same page here. This morning we're making escargot with fried green tomato. Of course, fried green tomato, a staple in the South. Escargot, a little bit maybe not as common.
Correct. You know, when we're looking at green tomatoes, we buy local products,
yeah,
and that is as local as you can get. We get it so local that it's as fresh can be, and it's a typical Southern dish, but we do a little bit of twist on that dish that makes, I think, our green tomato fantastic.
All right. Well, just look at all of this that he has here. If we can take the overhead camera at all of the ingredients that we have here. I know that we've listed them on our website under the Studio 10 tab, but let's go ahead, Chef, and talk about some of the stuff and how we're starting this recipe this morning.
Well, this is like Joe, when we come on, he's always like kind of amazed by our presentation here. And what's important is kind of like to teach as well. This is called mise en place, and mise en place in French means everything in place. And we try to do that at the Grand Hotel. We have to have everything in place so we can do our job, you know, meticulously and do it well. So when we're looking at these things, we have, you know, a typical kind of a fish fry. You can get a Zatarain's if you like, which is really kind of composed of flour, corn flour, and some seasonings like blackening seasonings. Egg, so we got to put that first in there, then the egg, and then this is our little surprise. Generally, it's just re-dipped in here, but we put it in panko. And panko is Japanese breadcrumbs that actually will give it a nice crisp, you know, flavor.
I've had them plenty of times with sushi.
Absolutely. And when you do that, it gives that crispness. And sometimes, you know, fried green tomatoes can be a little bit soggy. So that gives it a nice crispness that I think people really enjoy.
Okay, so we're going to start our fried green tomatoes. That's what we're about to do. Now, what are you going to be doing in the next segment with Cherish?
With that, we're going to be doing our escargot. And again, we get burgundy snails, which are the very best that you can get.
Hey, if you've never cooked escargot, if you're interested in it, we are cooking it in the next cooking segment. So be sure to stay with us. In the meantime, Chef is going to get started on the fried green tomatoes.
Here in the kitchen, have Chef Mike Wallace with me from the Grand Hotel. Okay, I have to breathe. Just let you know, I just ran from outside with the blood drive inside, so.
You did very well.
Thank you.
You hurdled the big thing over that. It was pretty impressive, actually.
We have some poles and things blocking so nobody gets to Chef Mike. But yeah, I feel pretty good. I got a little workout in.
Awesome, good.
Now we're going to eat some good food.
That's right.
Making fried green tomatoes, a Southern favorite, with escargot, something a little bit different. So this time, what do we want to do? Okay,
we're gonna be finishing up the fried green tomatoes here. So we've got our fried green tomatoes. We got the tomato. We have it in the our dry mix here. Then we're gonna put it in to our egg wash.
Okay.
Then our panko, kind of like we explained before. Get that ready. I have some already prepared right here. We use clarified butter. You can use oil if you'd like, but clarified butter is going to give it that great flavor that only butter really can. So, and it's kind of how you clarify that is actually you heat up your butter. It'll actually turn it off when it comes to a simmer, and then all the milk solids will actually go down to the bottom, and then you'll take all the clarified butter off the top.
Interesting, learning something new. And what about your egg wash? How did you make that?
Just regular eggs, put a little bit of water in there, and that's it.
That's simple enough.
And then we're going to show you how to do our remoulade sauce.
Okay.
And so those are kind of cooking right there. We've got remoulade. Everybody kind of says, you know, it's kind of a fancy word. It's really kind of just spicy mayonnaise is really what it is. And it tastes absolutely delicious, very Southern. We got mayonnaise in there. We've got red onion.
Okay.
We've got capers. And I want to turn these here. We've got capers. We've got cornichons, or just, you can put some pickles in there too, is fine.
Okay.
And we've got some Cajun seasoning.
All right.
A little bit of Cajun seasoning. And what we're going to do is you can put that into a blender and actually blend that straight, but we have actually a immersion blender right here that we can do as well.
Well, that's handy.
Yeah, these are actually a great tool in the kitchen that it's very easy to use. So you just kind of get that all nice and pureed and everything like that. And we've got some actually ready right here. And we've got that, so we're going to pull that off.
Okay.
We have our drain pan right here. You want to have just a little bit of like a paper towel there to get some of the grease off.
Okay. And those didn't need to cook long at all?
Not at all. Very easy, quick item to make. And then we have our plate here. So we're going to take our plate and we're going to do a little presentation here. So we've got our sauce. This is our remoulade sauce. Put it in a little squirt bottle here. Put it on there, and then we want to make it kind of fancy. This is the Grand Hotel. We got to make it a little
everything
fancy.
Everything is fancy.
So we're just going to push that kind of through, like that, and then we're going to place our just a little bit. We've got some beautiful mesclun mix right here. Put the fried green tomatoes here on top. A little bit more microgreens. These are from the Chef's Garden, which is an outstanding company. They do a wonderful job for us. And this is specific, actually, for the Grand Hotel.
And is this an appetizer you can get at the Grand Hotel?
This is the appetizer for our Grand Steakhouse, which is, of course, our Four Diamond restaurant at the Grand Hotel. And people are absolutely loving the steakhouse concept that we've come up with. Just dying to get in, and they love not only our steaks, but we have these great appetizers as well.
You said dying to get in, so are reservations needed? Absolutely,
it's imperative. We book out quite a bit, just about every weekend, so please get those reservations in quick.
Okay, so we'll put this recipe and the number you need to call to make reservations at the Grand Steakhouse at the Grand Hotel on our Studio 10 page on fox10tv.com, so you can go try something like this, and then we'll start on that escargot in a few minutes.
All right. We're finishing up our fried green tomatoes. We have finished those up. Now we're going to finish up the escargot. We have Chef Mike Wallace here from the Grand Hotel, and these are just some of the appetizers you guys have on your menu.
Absolutely. We're going to be doing our escargot. Again, this is a twist on the traditional. Everybody, I think, when you're looking at a snail in its own shell, I'm not sure. I think it freaks a little
a few people out?
Just a little bit. So this is totally different, new twist on a wonderful dish. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our snails here, which again are from Burgundy. We're going to take, of course, you have to have garlic.
Oh, yeah.
You have to have some shallots in there, too.
They can probably hear that pop in my microphone. Sounds good.
We're just going to saute it. And again, you don't want to cook these a whole lot because they're going to get a little bit overcooked at that point. So
I smell the garlic.
Very quick. Then what we have is some brandy. And the unfortunate, because this is electric, you can't see that flame come up.
Right.
With that gas, it always gives that beautiful flame. It's part of the show. People like a show.
Absolutely.
And we put some Burgundy wine in there, of course, and then we've got our demi-glace, which is a reduction of veal stock, and
you don't let this cook for long at
No,
all.
not at all. We're just really kind of heating that up, getting that to the point where it, gets the heat within.
Okay.
And then again, the very important part is butter. So we're going to take and do this again. This is kind of French terminology, monter au beurre, and that means to mount with butter or to put butter into the dish, and that's going to give it just kind of a thickness, a luxuriousness, to the actual snails.
Right.
That is going to be great. Then we put a little bit of herbs in there to give it some kind of little bit of nuances in the flavor there.
Okay.
And then this is our baguette. So we get a French baguette. We're going to take that and get a hole. As we can see, we can kind of see here, we got a hole in there. And what's going to happen is when we put these snails in there, the actual sauce is going to just totally soak up into that French baguette.
Well, I'm so excited to try this, Chef. So excited. Again, you can check out these recipes or check out the Grand Hotel. They have plenty of dining options. They also have a pretty awesome Sunday brunch.
Yes, we do.
Check that out. We're going to toss it over to Joe, who's out in the field.